Hello and welcome to the tutorial on how to use Oakland Public Works and Oakland Department of Transportation's dashboard for capital improvement projects. There are several submaps within this dashboard, including a map for all active Public Works capital improvement projects, a map for all of the Department of Transportation's capital improvement projects, broken down by active and completed, and another map for all the completed and unfunded capital improvement projects, including both Public Works and Department of Transportation projects. And then lastly, a map displaying all Public Works and Department of Transportation capital improvement projects that are funded by Measure KK. So for this first map, which is the Public Works capital improvement projects map, it's displaying all the active projects. So if we zoom in and click on one of the nodes, you'll get some information, including the project number, the title, the type of project it is, such as its category, and then some additional information like location and administrative information for the project, as well as an even finer geographic breakdown for the council district that the project is located in. You can also filter the data on this submap by going to category. You can select, let's say, parks and open space and building and facilities, and only capital improvement projects of those two types will be displayed. You can also filter by the phase of project. So let's say we only want design and planning, projects that are in those two phases, and then only projects that are within those two phases will be displayed. If you want to turn off a filter that you've applied, you could just click on it again. So I click on planning again. All the projects that were planning are now removed from the map. Want to filter by a finer geographic area, you can filter by district. So let's say I only want to see the projects within District 3s and District 4. So now I only have the projects that are within those two districts. These filters are cumulative, meaning they build upon each other, such that this map now displays all projects that are related to building and facilities and parks and open space that are in the design phase and located within Districts 3 and 4. So they build upon each other and apply all filters to the same map. In addition, you can also change the imagery and add some additional data, spatial data, to the map. First of all, you can change the imagery that's in the form of the base map by clicking on this tab on the far right of this small horizontal menu. And you can navigate and choose some other base maps such as imagery hybrid. Will take a bit to load since it is pretty high resolution. You can try a light gray canvas. Or lastly, my personal favorite, dark gray canvas. You can try any variety of these base maps to change the background imagery for the map as you interact with it on the dashboard. You can also add additional data by going to the Layers tab, which is just to the left of the Base Maps tab on the small horizontal menu. And you can click the eyeball to view additional spatial data, such as active sanitary sewer collection system projects, which you can see now displayed on the map. Or you could also look at priority equity neighborhoods, which will add some more divisions in terms of by neighborhood. To view all the layers currently active, you could click on the Legend tab, which is to the left of the Layers tab in this small horizontal menu, and you can look at the different layers that are uploaded to your map. Also, if you wanted to turn anything back off, you can click again on the eyeball next to priority equity neighborhoods and it'll turn off again. You can also bookmark, which will allow you to save your current view of the map. And there's a search function for you to find a given address or place, and you just type in whatever address you're interested in, and you'll find that location. Now moving on to the Department of Transportation's capital improvement project map. We get a similar format where we can zoom in and view some additional details. Since it is a transportation map, most of the projects outlined are represented as lines since they relate to roads within the city. So if you click on one of them, you can view some additional details like the project name, funding, who's in charge of it, and so on. Also within this bottom left area, you can view the distribution of projects since this map is broken down by phase of project, reflected by its title where it says active/completed. You can see the percentage and number of projects that are in each phase. So we can see a lot of them are in design and planning phase, while as not very many are in the bid award phase. You can also filter the map by phase by clicking on the bid award. Display all the projects that are only within the build award phase. So in terms of the color schema, as you can see on the map, all the green ones are within a completed status, meaning they have been completed. And all the other ones that are kind of a light bluish color are in one of these other phases, whether that be the bid award phase, the construction phase, the planning phase, or the design phase. So it's breaking down into active and completed. Although if you click on these, it won't specifically say active. It's an active project because it doesn't say completed under its phase. It's rather in the planning phase, which qualifies as an active project. In addition, similar to the CIP OPW map that we're just looking at, you can interact with imagery layers and look at the layers you currently have active on this map as well. So it's a similar kind of setup with the small horizontal menu, except you don't have a bookmark option. And you get some more new layers that you could turn on by clicking on the eyeball with the slash through it, such as pedestrian high entry corridors, which are now displayed, or Oak Dot paving projects. You can toggle these on and off so that they become viewable on the map by either clicking on the slash through the eye or turning them off by clicking on the eyeball to put a slash through it again to make it no longer viewable. Once again, you can look at layers currently active by clicking on the legend tab, as well as search for addresses or places. Now moving on to the third submap, which is the completed and unfunded capital improvement project map. We can see a map displaying a series of nodes, and they represent completed and unfunded capital improvement projects. The green stars are completed projects, while as the red circles are unfunded projects. So if we want to filter, we can filter by the status, which here is broken down by unfunded and completed. Click on completed to see all the completed projects, and unfunded to see all the unfunded projects. We also break it down even more by council districts. So let's say we want 6 and 7. And by category, which let's say we want sewers, watershed, streets, traffic improvement. As you can see, none of these projects were actually any of these, which is quite interesting. But if we keep trying categories, we'll see that they were building and facilities and park projects. Once again, you can query between your different filters by clicking them to turn on and then clicking them again to turn them off. And like the first map, these filters are cumulative and they build upon each other, as I was explaining earlier. This map's small horizontal menu is identical to the OPW CIP little horizontal menu, where you can change the background imagery with base maps and look at all your currently active layers. Once again, there's a new set of layers that you can toggle on and off for this map, such as completed DOT projects, which will display some line features, or council districts, which will display those boundaries that are key to the organization of the city. Also, as you can see, there is a window here that says the page has been blocked by Microsoft Edge. If you're viewing the dashboard in Chrome or Microsoft Edge, the PDF for unfunded and completed citywide capital improvement projects will not be viewable. In order to view it, you'd have to open it in Firefox. Firefox will allow you to view the table, which shows all the different capital improvement projects that are completed or unfunded. Now moving on to the final map, which is the Measure KK funded projects. You can see this map is a little different because it has colorful kind of backgrounds implemented, which represent the council districts that you had to filter by earlier. So now they just keep the council districts on the map at all times, so it's easy to tell where each project is located in terms of council district. All the green items on this page are completed capital improvement projects. The dark blue ones are under construction. Then the light purple ones are in the planning phase. So you consider this one as a light purple one. And as you can see, it's in the planning phase. And then the light blue ones, which are a little hard to differentiate from the light purple, which would include this one, are in the design phase, as you can see. And like all the previous maps, as I click on these different items, I'll get a breakdown with additional information related to the project, whether that be its council district that it's located in, its phase, the project manager, and so on. Lastly, there are some yellow projects here as well, which represent a unique on-hold condition, which means the project had gotten underway, whether it was in the planning phase, design phase, or construction phase, but now there's been some kind of backup in the project, putting it on halt. So they're waiting to see when they can get going on that project again. The data is a little more diverse on this submap, with stars and circles representing projects that are related to a singular location, like a park or a building. And the line data represents projects that engage with an entire streetscape and are more vast in terms of the area that they touch. If you need any additional help while navigating this dashboard, you can go to the Help tab. They'll provide you a description of how this dashboard works. Thanks for watching.